We're going to fast today, despite about hurting feelings. And then I had these little lunch bags, and I thought, you know, I'll take these little Twixes and chocolate bars out. I took them out, and I got told off. Just leave them alone. Leave the packet, don't mess with them. I said, I'm not eating this. Someone else can eat it. What are we going to do with the life and testimony that we have? Are you going to do what Jehoshaphat done? Despite the counsel, I'm just going to carry on my own way. Or are you going to take heed to the alarm bells? How many sermons have you heard about, let's give up the chicken, let's give up the meat, let's give up the eggs? I'm sure you're sick of it. But have you obeyed? Are you still eating your curry goat and your chicken? And despite what you may say, the best chicken is a curry chicken made by an Indian. But I gave it up. Because I thought, am I going to listen to the testimonies, or am I going to listen to flesh? And I had to make a decision. And I tell you, when I became an Adventist, me and my brother, we had a big fight. Because he was coming to me with this book, Counsels on Diet and Foods, saying, we've got to be vegetarian. And I said, no way. Noah ate the meat, Jesus ate the meat, the apostles ate. Every argument you can throw at me, I threw at him. And he said, she's either a prophet or she's not a prophet. What are you going to do? And you know, I carried on eating my meat. And I was thinking to myself, what if I am wrong? And you know, my conscience was troubling, and I thought, okay, I need to read this book. And I read through the book, and I thought, oh, it's so clear. For 2 weeks, I wrestled with God over chicken and meat and lamb. Wrestled. 2 weeks. And finally I said, God, if you want me to give up this rubbish, then give me the power to do so. I made the decision. And I thought, okay, I am not going to do this by God's grace and power. And the day I made that decision, my mother made a fish. Made a fish. My brother already made a decision to be vegetarian. So he was the fanatic one. He was the odd one out. And my mother makes this fish, and I'm looking at it, and to me this looks disgusting. I cannot eat this. And I said to Mom, I cannot eat this. And she was not very happy. She was not happy. And some months later, and by the way, let me just share something about our testimony. Some months later, a pastor's son comes to visit my house. And my mother says, oh, are you hungry? He says, yeah. I said, I've got some chicken curry in the fridge. Do you want some? Yeah. So there he eats this chicken curry, you know. Pastor's son. I'm fine, you do what you want to do. What do you think happened the next day? My mother comes like a ton of bricks on me and says, what kind of fanatic are you? You say you should be vegetarian. Why does the pastor's son eat chicken? You are a fanatic. Fanatic, fanatic, fanatic. What testimony are you going to give to the message of this church? Are people going to look at you and say, yes, you are consistent with the message of this church. You are consistent with the remnant church. Or are they going to say, bunch of hypocrites? 2 Chronicles chapter 19. And we know what happened with the war. King Ahab, he died. And everyone went back to their tents just as the prophet said. And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house in peace to Jerusalem. He was lucky. He was lucky that he did not die in his sins.
Grace of God.
Only by the grace of God that he was protected. Because God knew his heart and thought, let me give King Jehoshaphat one more chance. I cannot allow this man to die in his sins. And Jehu, the son of Hanani, the seer, went out to meet him and said to King Jehoshaphat, Shouldest thou help the ungodly? Are we going to help the ungodly? Are we going to give support to Babylonian systems? Are we going to have affinity to the ungodly? And love them that hate the Lord? It is so blatant. You aligned yourself with Ahab, who hates God. Let's make no mistake about it. When we enter into fellowship with other churches, we should be there as missionaries. We should be there to call them out of Babylon. Not that we should be arrogant in our approach. We should be humble. We have a great and solemn responsibility. Not I am superior to you, but we have a message to call them out. We haven't got time to ally ourselves with the ungodly. And these people that we so much want to please, these are the ones that are going to bring in the National Sunday Law, and these are the ones that are going to say to Tony Blair, put these people in prison. Do you think the Archbishop of Canterbury is going to say, leave the Sabbath keepers alone? He's going to say, yeah, put them in prison. Give them bread of affliction. And love them that hate the Lord. Therefore is wrath upon thee from before the Lord. What are you going to do when you read the Testament? It says, wrath upon you. Or if someone here in the spirit of prophecy comes upon you and says, wrath upon you, sister. Or if the pastor comes and preaches and says, wrath upon you, brother. Are you just going to complain to the conference? Or complain and gossip about that person? Or are you going to burn the book? What are you going to do? I pray by God's grace, if someone comes to me and rebukes me so bad that I'm in sin, I'm going to say, Lord, I pray, have mercy upon me. I acknowledge the fault, the mistake I have made. But Father, your will be done. Have mercy upon me. Jehoshaphat knew wrath was going to come upon him. And we find that in chapter 19, we see that he instigates another work of reform. Chapter 20, verses 2 and 4. But now the time of wrath was to come. Then there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, there cometh a great multitude against thee from beyond the sea on this side Syria. And behold, they be in Hazanottamah, which is in En-gedi. And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the Lord, and proclaimed a fast throughout Judah. He knew he was in trouble. What did he do? He sought the Lord. He learned his lesson. Because when he made affinity with Ahab, he already made his decision before he sought the Lord. But now he's saying, let me seek the Lord before I make any decision. And proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord. Even out of all the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Lord. Then upon Jehaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaniah, the son of Jael, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asaph, came the Spirit of the Lord. You see, when we come in times of straight fix or trouble, God is not going to leave us without help. We may not like the help we get, but He's not going to leave us. Came the Spirit of the Lord in the midst of the congregation, and He said, hearken ye, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou King Jehoshaphat, thus saith the Lord unto you, be not afraid, nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude. For the battle is not yours, but God's. God already said wrath is to come upon you. But what's He saying now? He's saying, my servant has humbled himself. I will honor him that will honor me. Tomorrow go ye down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziz, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook, before the wilderness of Jeruel. Ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you. O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord will be with you. The Lord is with us, brethren. That's why He gave us a modern day prophet. He didn't want us to battle this alone. The Lord blessed and warned